Jeff, the RSL has been negotiating with the government for 6 months to get to this point. You must be very relieved this morning.
Yeah, look, our objective was always to get as many people marching as possible. We recognise that it's difficult in the current pandemic, but we're very happy with the exemption that we've been able to secure.
So does this essentially mean that everyone who wants to march can march?
So look, we normally have between 10 and 12,000 people that march. So basically we'll be able to fit everybody in. There's a couple of non-veteran parts of the march that we've excluded, some flags and things like that. So we think every veteran who wants to march will be able to march on Anzac Day.
Okay, that is very good news indeed. What about crowds?
So the crowds, the process for managing crowds is being worked out between New South Wales Police and the government, and that hasn't been formally set in stone yet, but there will be crowds available to come in and watch the march on Anzac Day.
Okay, that is great news once again, because this is such a popular event, but I imagine for the New South Wales RSL and all the planning around this, it's a bit of a logistical nightmare, a massive effort involved.
It is, and look, it's an event that's played out across not just the CBD, but all of our sub-branches in metropolitan, rural and regional areas. And we also recognise that there's a lot of people who are changing the way that they're commemorating Anzac Day this year. For instance, we're going to continue with the Light Up the Dawn program, which was so successful last year. People commemorating in their own way at their own driveway. So if people are still concerned about the pandemic and don't want to mix with crowds, that's an option for them as well. That information will be on our website, rslnewsouthwales.org.au, so if people want to get involved with that. But also we're hoping that, regional, rural, metropolitan areas will be able to conduct their services as close to normal as possible.
Yes, indeed. Good news. There is one 105-year-old veteran who will be taking place in this year's march. We hope so. Anyway, do the protections in place allow for him to do that safely?
Yeah, so look, we've put in special requirements for our World War II veterans. Obviously, they're quite vulnerable. We have someone who's 105, we have someone who'll be 100 on the day, someone who'll be 99. So we recognise that we'll need to protect those people. We've put in some mitigations to ensure that they're as safe as possible. We'll be bringing them into the march area with the support of the New South Wales Taxi Council. And we'll be making sure that they get home safely. They'll be able to have a family member with them if they require. So there's some of the precautions we've put in place, recognising that they're a particularly vulnerable group, and we want them to commemorate Anzac Day. They're committed to coming in. I think if we weren't in the pandemic, they would have been here anyway. But this gives us the opportunity to just look after them a little bit more this year than we normally would.
Indeed. Thanks so much for your time this morning, and that is great news for all our veterans in New South Wales. Appreciate your time.
Thank you.